What's up, family? Greetings. The next live. We just came from another live of Bukina, but today, yeah, we had planned for one live stream, but it happened that we got wonderful news from Madagascar. We always say wonderful news. Then we are like, it's a coup happening in Madagascar, but we cannot say like it's a coup because what happened is the young people actually. We've been talking about Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali, and we said whatever we are seeing, the model we are seeing in these two countries will inform the future of Africa. And it's true, and it's happening because just last year, 2024, the young people of Kenya rose and said, you know what? We don't want mediocrity. We don't want corruption. We want accountability. Our leaders are just on the internet showing off with their children. But when we look at the money that they get paid and whatever they are doing,
the lifestyle.
it doesn't line up. It doesn't add up. So young people went to the streets, and this was dubbed the Gen Z revolution or Gen Z demonstration. But it wasn't just the Gen Z, everybody was in there. Then forget about that. Immediately, we have seen which other country happening? Cote d'Ivoire. We have seen actually in Cote d'Ivoire, even yesterday, a lot of crazy things were happening, and people are fighting Alassane Ouattara because Alassane Ouattara still wants to remain president. And wow, I don't know if I can find a video of what is happening in Cote d'Ivoire because it's not a very nice thing that is happened. But the good thing is, kudos to you from Ivory Coast, and we love you, we support you, and we are hoping that you definitely win this because you have a president who is a psycho. I can say that. Can we say he's a psycho? Because this guy, let me see, let me see if I can find a video of Ivory Coast today.
But you know, the good thing that is happening right now, we're living in an era where information is easily accessible to everybody. We have
Exactly.
TikTok, we have YouTube, we have, all these social media pages and all these social media platforms that are enabling every one of us to interact with each other as if we are just in one big global village. So when you're seeing things happening in the AES countries, your Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, you are like, why is it that my country cannot reach these greater heights? Why is it that my president is not as awoke as this other president? So it's not just you thinking that way. There's another young person in their place thinking, higher, yeah. Why are we in trouble when people are trying to build their countries and we're seeing the success in these AES countries? So their pricing is easily happening in all these African countries. You saw Kenya, a lot of guys died just trying to say, we don't want this kind of system that you are feeding us with. We want something better than whatever you are giving us. And people were willing to die for it. A lot of them died. And right now you are seeing Madagascar. In Madagascar, the army is the one that is in the forefront and saying, this imperialism,
We
not
don't want
under
it.
our watch. So if you are working now with the army, it even makes it easier because in Kenya, the problem was that the young people were on their own, the military, the police, on their own, when they are suffering, still in the hands of this government. So until we get we get all our hands together and fight for a common goal. Like Ibrahim Traore says, for the army, the enemy is the target. Nothing else. We don't care who's the leader, who else, who is in the forefront, but we only care about the enemy.
So, the people of the Ivorians, the people of Ivory Coast, are fighting this incompetent president. That we say he's the biggest puppet. And the reason why I say he's the biggest French puppet is because the Western African countries, that is within the equal, started money like their own currency. They called it the eco, like the euro from Europe, the Afrique from Africa, which was we started by Gaddafi. Then they started the eco,
Mm.
and it was going very well until Alassane Ouattara, I think then he was the chairman of the ECOS, give it to Emmanuel Macron, and it was like this will now replace the SEFA. And Ghana, Nigeria pulled out, and I think Sierra Leone, and they said no, this is nonsense. So this guy wants a fourth term. He's I think 83. He wants a fourth term, and the people of Ivory Coast are like, no. He has blocked potential people who would have ran against him and won. So we saw the former president. What is his name?
Where?
Ivory Coast. Former president of Ivory Coast.
Hasn't Ouattara been the former and the former?
No, like before him, there's this guy Laurent Gbagbo,
yeah.
who was removed by the French military. He has been blocked, and I think, why doesn't he choose a young person too? Because there's a young person in this camp, but that is
It's greed.
selfish and greed, because he also wants to remain. So people, the people of Ivory Coast are rising up, and I'm sure they will fight, but they are being informed by their neighbor, like, we want what is in the north. The same thing is happening in Madagascar. So Madagascar has been in a lot of happenings lately, and the young people of Madagascar have said no, this will not continue. Andre Lajorina, has been the president, I think, since 2009. Do you know he took through a coup? Is a French. Actually, he got a French citizenship, I think, in 2014. Your president just gets a French citizenship. It's crazy. So,
Only love it.
yeah, the current situation, that is today, as of today, Madagascar is in the grip of its most significant political escalate. And since late September 2025, a movement of youth, a movement of okay. Since as of today, Madagascar is in the grip of its most significant political upheaval since 2009, and we are seeing youth-led protests escalate since late September 2025. A movement called Gen Z Mada. You see, it came from Kenya. Kenya is the one who started Gen Z.
But I'm nice.
Now we are talking about Madagascar Gen Z Mada.
I love it.
I don't know what Mada is.
Madagascar.
Oh, they have been protesting against chronic power and water shortages, unemployment, and widespread corruption. Actually, the protests came about from power and water. Then they escalated, and they said, we want employment, there's corruption, and all that. So these demonstrations were inspired by similar youth movements in Kenya and the previous Senegalese regime. So they have paralyzed the capital, Antananarivo, and other major cities. But what caught our eye and we were so happy is when the military defected yesterday, and we saw the CAPSAT, which is the Special Intervention Forces unit, defying orders to shoot protesters, and instead they joined the demonstrations. Do you know what that means? So they clashed with the gendarmes. Gendarmes are like a special force of police, like military police or something. Like in Kenya, we call them General Special Unit, gendarmes, and they amplified the call for Rajolina resignation. This defection marks a turning point as the military, once a pillar of Rajolina's power, now stood with the people. And there are unverified reports that this guy ran out of the capital. He was saying that they saw a plane going to one of the islands. I don't know if it's Reunion or Mauritius. I think it wanted to go to Reunion. Reunion said no. So he went to Mauritius. I'm not very sure. So his government has appointed an army general. His name is Rupin Fortunat Zafisambo as prime minister in a bid to quell the arrest. But this move has only fueled the protests further. So he was trying to bring the army closer, but it's not. It hasn't been working. So this guy, Rajolina, came to power, We can talk about him so that we understand further what's happened. He came to power. He's been to power twice. Like he came to power, lost, came again. And his very first was the 2009 coup, where Rajoelina led massive protests against the former president, Ravalomanana, fueled by allegations of corruption, economic mismanagement, and authoritarianism. And this violence turned violent, and on March 17, 2009, the military intervened, forcing Ravalomanana to resign. Then the CAPSAT unit, that is this special military unit, which played a crucial role in the 2009 events, installed Rajoelina as the head of the transitional government. And this move was widely condemned internationally as a coup, leading to economic sanctions and isolation. Rajoelina governed until 2013, a period marked by political deadlock, international condemnation, and economic stagnation. He stepped down ahead of the 2013 elections, which failed to bring stability. Then on 2018, he came back after now the 5 years hiatus. Rajoelina re-entered politics, capitalizing on his lingering popularity and the frustrations of the Malagasy people with the post-coup government. And in 2018 presidential election, Rajoelina ran against a fragmented opposition. And despite allegations of irregularities, he won with a 55.66% of the vote in a second round, defeating Mark Ravalomanana once again. And now his second term was characterized by efforts to stabilize the economy, attract foreign investment, and address infrastructure challenges. However, these efforts were marred by persistent issues like power outages, water shortages, and high unemployment. Now, that's what we are talking about, and that's what has led us to today. So the military kind of took over today, but and this guy had already, left. But something happened because the army was saying the country is destroyed, the lives of people in the lives of the population is in disarray because nothing works. There's no water, there's no electricity, and the military said we no longer do our job. We are merely bootlickers. We have chosen to follow irrational orders, and they said, "Let us come together, soldiers, police, Judams. Let us not accept being brought to shoot at our brother, sister, the children of the people." And one thing that you need to know is this guy is also a puppet of the French.
Yeah.
He got a natural citizenship by naturalization from French in 2014. So what do you call that? You see, it's like the way these people like Ouattara will go to France every month for treatment.
Jamaica.
Jamaica. But now this one has a French citizenship, and you are a president of the country, meaning you are like a governor, and there's the president who owns the country. Madagascar is one of the poorest countries in Africa. I'm telling you.
The reason our brother is saying, Sam gently says, we have to wait and see if this is a people's revolt. Because
Exactly.
there could be a lot that is happening, and
Yeah.
before we
And
get
by the way,
excited,
we are coming to that.
Yeah.
Because during the day, there's a lot that has been going on. And Andre Rajoelina is the current South African Development Community Chairman. And they were saying that he fled the State House amid mass protests by young citizens against poor governance. And things boiled nicely. The Gen Z murder was going very well. The military joined these guys, but later during the day, President Andry Rajoelina asked the army to give him 1 year to address the demands of the protesters. So he was not in the capital, he was not in the north of the country, and the prime minister, who is also the army general, is asking the soldiers who wish to join the protesters to return to their barracks, and a dialogue is underway. So the coup d'etat has not been confirmed fully because maybe the people are very much willing, and our brother Sam is saying we have to see to wait and see if these are people's revolt. It could be a people's revolt, but now it has been hijacked.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they do because this guy is a pro-French. He has the citizenship. They have to do something. The prime minister is an army officer. So will the military who joined, or is it genuinely that the military joined? That is one.
Yeah.
And if the military are genuine and they join, will they listen to the prime minister who is an army general, or what will happen? And you know what? When in a country there's a problem and there's the military split, it's war.
Yeah.
Because now it's like Libya. Libya, you have like, or let's not even go to Libya. Let's go to Sudan. Sudan, we have one army officer who was the president, and now we have the other one who was in the Janjaweed. So it's war all the time because this one has to try and win the whole country. This one has to try and win the whole
So
country.
you think this could be a sign of just like
What some things? Yeah, what I can say what Sam is saying. We need to wait. We have to wait because we woke up very excited. We woke up very excited, and we are like, you know what? Madagascar is going our brothers in the AES.
But do you think France would be that stupid after realizing that they made a mistake letting go of the AES and not fighting with everything that they have? Right now, whatever they can hold their hands, with, they will make sure that it doesn't leave their side. Ouattara is in trouble. Paul Biya can't
Paul
even
Biya,
walk.
yeah.
But
Paul-
he has to stick to that position because France is in trouble. I mean, they
But
can't
they already have Gabon,
They also have Benin. They also have the others.
Togo. But there's been a there were demonstrations in Togo after Faure declared himself like they ended the presidential rule. Now it's parliamentary, and he's like the premier up there. So it's like the king. Then Benin definitely
Where
not
is
that
it? Is it
things
Chad where they entered the presidential?
No, it's Togo.
It's Togo.
Yes. So there's a lot of things happening, but be sure that the young people of Africa want a whole changed governance.
What I'm loving about this one is that they are fighting against unemployment, power, water. These are problems that the whole of Africa, corruption, that the whole of Africa is faced with. And for us not to say, it's just the status quo, there's the rich, there's the politicians, the middle class, and then the poor class. It's normal. Young people, this generation, the Gen Z is saying, no,
we want accountability.
if the country has to be successful, all of us must have, the ability to hustle and make something, for ourselves. Let it not be for a selected few who we have elected into position and are now turning against us, and they are the only people benefiting. I love this kind of mentality. And it's due to the fact that Burkina Faso has showed us that, you know what, it's possible for all of us to benefit. Niger lowered the prices of fuel when when Chiani was in power, and they realized that we have this resource. Why not benefit the rest of the citizens?
Chiani is still in power.
Yeah.
But you said that, are we sure that France can let this go? And what I can say is, even in Burkina, after they removed the former president through a coup, came Damiba, who was a military president like Ibrahim Traore, but he was also a puppet. Ibrahim Traore was like, you know what, this cannot go. So we are not very sure, but it could happen because the coup d'etat has not been confirmed. The Prime Minister, with the Army General, has requested all military or everyone to return to their bases. He will address the Malagasy nation in the coming hours. However, on national television, the Malagasy army, which is the Madagascar army, has confirmed the coup d'etat. Then we will see the likes of Mnangagwa saying we don't recognize blah 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 ABC, and he's not doing anything. But it's the South African Development
Yeah.
Community. You see, you cannot do
No,
that.
they
People in
can't.
Zimbabwe are suffering. Then Chilema Ikaide will be there. I don't
Ramaphosa.
know. Ramaphosa will be there. And the guy called Chapo from Mozambique.
Yeah.
Chapo, as in
Chapati.
Chapati from Mozambique. So, or the new president of Malawi, the very old guy. I don't think he will have time to talk because they're also scared.
The whole Southern community is just not promising.
Your king will talk.
Ah,
I don't think so. King Mswati.
wow, that is
So,
very
so
disappointing.
a lot of things are happening in that country, but we are just waiting and hoping that one of the military guys, the young military guys, will be like, you know what, we cannot stand and see this army general. It's easy to for this army general to say, okay, you don't want Rajorina, I'm the prime minister, let me become the president. You know, to hijack it, like it was hijacked in Gabon. Gabon was like, we want the AES way, but now they realized it was almost at the brink of going the AES way. So immediately they forced someone into the
Before
system.
it was too late.
Yeah, so we have the Guema, the guy who came from the US wearing a Make African Great cap. And he was dancing, and like, that was very stupid. Why don't you work for your country? The
Make
guy
your
who
own
owns,
country great.
I think he owns some real estate in the US. So he has to follow what he's being told, otherwise he will lose them. So they hijacked Gabon from Ali Bongo into his cousin Guema. And later Ali Bongo was released, and it's all merry in Gabon. People celebrated because they only need some psyop, something to make you look the other way and like, you know what? We wanted a new president, now we have one. But now who is the president? France. It's the same thing in Madagascar. And Madagascar is those countries which are very rich when you talk about resources. Let us even look at Madagascar resources, because when we talk about you guys, are brothers and sisters, you have watched the cartoon Madagascar. Madagascar is one of the countries which has species of plants, animals, and plants which are not
Not
found in
yeah.
any other country in the world. It's like unique, very unique. Then when
And it makes the tourism industry very
exactly, but when you talk about the roads, the transport system, it's poor. The villages are just there. Going to the villages, you have to to suffer. You have to, how can I put it?
not easily accessible.
Exactly. But when we talk about mineral resources, they have graphite, have ilmenite, they have nickel, they have precious stones such as rubies, sapphires, and emeralds. When you talk about agriculture, that is it. I mean, you can go there, grow rice, grow whatever you want. When you talk about biodiversity, like we are saying, you find unique, terrestrial and marine plants, animals. You find something you don't find in any other country. Then they have, hydrocarbons, coals, they have uranium, they have water resources, they have forests. The Madagascar baobabs, like there's a lot of species of baobabs. When you talk about African baobab, there's like
Different.
10
Yeah.
or 9. But when you come to the mainland Africa, we have one, and the rest are in Madagascar. You know that the tallest baobabs, the beautiful.
Biggest.
Yeah, I told you of a lady who is a Russian, but she organizes trips to Madagascar. Like she organizes trips to Zambia, many countries, then Madagascar. But now, because it's a country that is just there, it's an island, many people don't go there. But I think there's a Kenya Airways flight direct to
Madagascar.
Antananarivo. Yeah, we need to think about that country. But
It's so difficult to visit countries that have puppets. Even just accessing do African countries need a visa
to
to visit?
Madagascar,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. We can
Yeah,
say
because
visa
you often
requirement.
find that they are now influenced by these outside forces to say, put on these visa requirements. And these visa requirements are meant to block us from visiting your countries. Nothing about benefiting the country,
Yeah.
making money for the country. It's just to block the rest of us from thinking about going to these countries because, as you can see, there's mineral wealth that only them would love to acquire
Okay,
for
we have.
themselves.
Yeah.
So the more of us who visit, the more of us who realize that we can actually
But
explore.
you're from SADC, right?
Yeah.
So you can go without a visa.
Mhm.
Kenyans can go and stay there for
15 days.
15 days.
Hey, where have you had 15 days? It's
If-
usually 30 days.
90 days. But if you want to extend your stay, you pay 10 euros.
Wow.
Oh no, you can go a 15-day stay without a visa, but must pay a 10 euro administrative fee on arrival.
Mm.
Yeah, actually, you still have to pay some 10.
You still do.
But what we are hoping is this is genuine. Let me just.
After our brother Sam said that, I'm also beginning to be skeptical.
Yeah, but let's hope that this is genuine and
And if it's
they
not,
will
that
join the
something
AES.
true will come from it.
Yeah, and they will join the AES so that we can also look at, Ibrahim Traore is building 5,000 kilometers of roads every year, and he found only 400. So it's the same in Madagascar. They don't have roads. If you are colonized by the French, I mean, roads is just another story, but Senegal is doing very good. And I think Cote d'Ivoire. So Madagascar, if you look at people going to look for places in Madagascar, the roads are just out of question. So if someone comes and is like Traore, definitely will be going to see those. It's called the possum or what? Those that man giving. Yeah. So I think there's a lot of opportunities in Africa, and Madagascar being one of the most.
With a good leader, then it makes it easy. Like we were just saying in our previous live,
Yeah.
that Ibrahim Traore is opening up the country for all of us to go and invest, to even relocate to Burkina Faso, be permanent citizens. It's always easier with a willing leader who is also meeting you halfway. But with these guys, where even the citizens themselves are suffering, there's no employment, there's no power and water.
Yeah.
Most of us young people work from home. We rely on our own brains to think on ways in which we can make money. So if you're now limiting me by not giving me enough power, electricity, I rely on that for me to make money online. So if you are now putting me under a corner, there's no power, there's no electricity, there's no water, what do we do now?
So before we rant, because this ranting, let us talk about some facts about Madagascar.
So Madagascar is the world's fourth largest island with a unique biodiversity where over 90% of its plant and animal species are endemic, you see? So endemic species, over 90% of Madagascar's wildlife, including over 100 species of lemurs, is found nowhere else on Earth.
Lemur is that animal they have portrayed as King Julian in the Madagascar, Madagascar TV, that cartoon, that animation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lemur.
Madagascar itself was once inhabited by giant, flightless birds and dwarf hippos, and is the leading producer of vanilla and home to the Tsingy Dibemaraha stone forest. Which one is that one?
I'm not sure.
The population has a unique blend of Southeast Asian and African ancestry, and their traditional culture incorporates unique beliefs, rituals, and lunar calendar alongside the international one.
There was this guy who went. I think it's what is his name? Yes, Theory. They went somewhere in Indonesia where the people stay with they exhume bodies at a certain time and dress them again. Like someone was buried, then they exhume.
Don't they rot?
No, they exhume the bones and dress them in new clothes. Do you know, I saw another video in Madagascar where they still have the same culture.
Yeah.
So Madagascar, because it's in the ocean and it's along the, those transport routes, a lot of people are from ancestral. You find different ethnic groups. Some ethnic groups look more African, others look more Southeast
East
Asia.
Asia.
Yeah, even the cultures and all that. So it's diverse, but it's Africa. It's African.
So there's the world's smallest chameleon, the Brucasia micra, is native to the island. I think Madagascar is
It's
lacking
just
a
unique.
leader.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
lacking a leader that can put it on the spotlight and on the map to say, come visit us. We will, we have good infrastructure. And also, the poor infrastructure also makes the tourism industry to lag behind, because how do you expect us to travel to your country when we can't even access these places with this unique beauty?
Yeah. So when we talk about investment, we have to look at the population, right? And they have a population of 31 million,
That's a lot of
characterized by high poverty, rapid growth, and a rare young demographic with over three-fifths of the population under 25. That's why they are saying the Gen Z murder. The majority of people live in rural areas, and despite rich natural resources and significant portion of the population lives on a very low income, facing high rates and of high food security and chronic malnutrition. Like in any country in Africa, we are lacking leaders. We have politicians and puppets.
Yeah, but we need to stop saying that it's like any country, because that is like accepting the status quo and saying it's like that. We are used to it. There's no employment.
It's true.
Yeah.
We have a problem. We have to to start from there, and that's why you're seeing the young people from Madagascar saying no.
We
The young
can't
people of
accept it.
Togo, the young people of Cote d'Ivoire, the young people of Kenya, the young people of all these countries saying no, because one thing is we don't have leaders. We have people who are taking advantage of the ignorance of the population to
Their benefit.
the what do we call this type of leadership? Democracy. They are taking advantage of that. Oh, we don't know democracy. So they go change the rules and they make money out of it. They take everything, the health systems in Africa. I think the only country we can talk about good health systems in sub-Saharan Africa right now is South Africa. Right? Because, yeah, it's true. When we talk about health systems, when you come to any other
Health
African,
systems in South Africa. I have a lot to say, but I choose not to say.
they are
I
better.
think for the outside world, yes, it feels like South Africa is the best health system. If you have the money, you'll afford the best private hospitals. But if you're just a normal citizen, the public health service is so down that people are now starting to chase out foreigners, thinking that you are the ones who are finishing our resources. It's that bad. I mean, for the outside world, yes, the president, some of them will leave their countries to be treated in South Africa. That is those very big hospitals, private hospitals. Barely would you find somebody celebrating the public health systems of South Africa, but on paper, they have the best.
So
Africa is just doomed.
yeah,
Burkina Faso recently gave out mobile hospitals for the army and now building,
now that's a country with a leader.
exactly.
But when you come to any other country, it's the president making money and taking everything when the people are suffering. We go back to Madagascar. Over 60% is younger than 25, right? Most people live in rural areas, and the people who are in the rural areas, they make 59% of the total, right? With 138.8 people per square miles. And when you come to health and poverty, you find that more than 90% of the population live on less than $3 a day.
Now it's 3.
Now it's
It's moved
3.
from $1 to 3.
Yeah, and 3 means, probably we say 90% is 3. It's like, remember, 59% of the total population is in the village. When you say 90, it's like the whole population. Living on less than $3 means it's everything that you are doing that day, not just food. It's everything. You eat, you go to the school, you take transport, you spend power. I mean, it doesn't make sense. It's
What power?
very
And there's no power in
exact.
Madagascar.
Or
There's
you
no
pay for
water.
utilities.
There's hey.
So then they are saying food insecurity. Over 1.3 million people face high levels of food insecurity. When it comes to health, chronic malnutrition affects nearly 40% of children, and the country has the world's fourth highest rate of chronic malnutrition. Then, as 2022, okay, life expectancy is something else, but literacy, 79% of males and 76% of females aged 15 and over are, are literate, as basing on the Western education which they brought to us, right? So, it's like every country in Africa is experiencing like right now. We have the internet, and a lot of young people have gone to school. So they are like, no, we want better. We have seen what happens in the Western countries. We want better. We don't want to have politicians. We want leaders. We want people who can guide us. Because being a leader doesn't mean that you have to force people into things. Being a leader means you lead people to to success. Just lead them. Don't even tell them what to do. They know what to do. They just need you to lead
Structures and
them.
systems.
Exactly. The policies. When you talk about entrepreneurship, we are talking about making policies which are favoring entrepreneurs to keep doing businesses, to keep creating employment. When you talk about schools, making policies that ensure people can afford education, high
Infrastructure
quality
development,
infrastructure
roads.
development. Actually, you just need a lot of like we can talk about Burkina Faso right now, and it is something that we was shocked to note. Burkina Faso has Fasomebo, and who funds the Fasomebo? It's the people, right? And they fund it through. Let me get that post. The post is here. So as of September 30th, 2025, the people of Burkina Faso have contributed 142 million, no, 142 billion 603 million 529,418 CFA francs, which is 252 million dollars, 252,404,562 million to the Patriotic Support Fund. Patriotic Support Fund was started by Ibrahim Traore so that people can fund, their development, they fund. You just say, I'm contributing this to the government. And this is, it continues saying $70.8 million were collected during the last 3 months of 2025. This is from the Burkina Faso Ministry of Economy. So Patriotic Support Fund is the people of Burkina Faso contributing to development. So Burkina Faso don't have to go out looking for loans, loans which are usually embezzled by politicians and all that. You go to IMF, you get a high interest rate. But when you come to your people, they just give you provide the developments that they need, you make their lives easy, you build hospitals, you build schools. Just that.
They did that with the tomato processing plant.
Exactly.
Funded fully by the people, for the people, now serving, the community and providing employment for young people. I mean, it's possible. Which other president?
The prime minister of Ethiopia, the Ethiopia Renaissance Dam, the GAD. I was in Ethiopia and the farmers were telling me, we are contributing to that thing. So what you do is you have it 10 bags and you give one to the government for the dam. So they own it 100%. You see, now they are selling electricity, which goes back to the government.
And the other countries are feeling threatened because they see this is a big project that is going to benefit the Ethiopians. And it's from an initiative that was started by the people, for the people, and right now it's going to benefit the rest of the country.
Exactly. So being a leader does not mean that you have to do everything. You only need to listen to the people,
Or go
right?
everywhere, like this kind of leaders that are always flying out.
You like saying that about my file. Either way, you don't, when it comes to cooperation, it's like cooperation with respect, beneficial cooperation, not there's those corporations where because they funded you for campaigns, now you have to do
Pay back.
something for them. And that's my problem with democracy. As a president, to become a president, you spend a lot of money, millions of dollars.
The campaign.
Yeah. But when you look at the money that the president is being paid from the time he became president to the end of the term, it's very little compared to what they spent in. So what do? They have to be funded by people who get kickbacks, who own the country.
Yeah.
They have to recoup the money they used. So it's not about the people. Democracy is not about the Western democracy that is in Africa right now. It's not about the people. If it was about the people, it would have been simple. Like just vote for your leader in your local, then the leaders will go voting for each other without spending a lot of money. We don't print the ballot papers, we don't supply the ballot boxes, we don't even supply the technology that is being used for. So we only do carry out elections and fill the pockets of some other people with money. And we say, oh, democracy, nonsense.
It will never work, never has. We are seeing it in Madagascar. Whatever is happening in Madagascar, as Sam, our brother here, said, let us wait and see. We are only hoping that this is a revolt by the people and it will be a success, because we've seen a lot of kind of like cover up where they realize that the people are tired of this leader, and France has to re-strategize and think of ways in which they can come up with a kind of psyop to make you think that there's a change coming, to make you excited and stop demanding for more from their puppet. So a lot has been happening in Africa, and we're just hoping that this is a real one. If it's not, we hope that someone will wake up and say we can't tolerate it.
I hope it's going the Burkina Faso way. I would very, very much celebrate this. Because when we talk about, when you say democracy, when you talk about democracy, we have the best type of democracy in Burkina. Those people just went to a boardroom and they said, the young people are represented by this guy, the old people are represented by this one, the teachers are here. What do you want? What has your people sent you? They say, the young people said, we want Ibrahim Traore for 10 years. and the old people are like, no, man, it cannot be for 10 years. Let's say for 1 year, then we go for election because, it comes with mental colonization. They still think democracy will save them. And the young people are like 10 years. They push and pull and push and pull. The religious leaders, the Islamic leaders, and the Marabu. Those are the Islamic leaders. Then you have the Christian leaders, the African spirituality leaders who are there. And like, okay, let us settle for 5 years. Then we saw Niger doing the same, Mali doing the same. How much money did they spend to just elect the Captain Ibrahim Traore and say you are the president?
Zero.
Yeah, maybe they spent some safer 10,000 40 because it was in the boardroom. That's the leadership. I mean, what did your people send you to say? My people sent me to say that we want Captain Ibrahim Traore to be the president for 10 years. My people sent me to say Tiani should be the president for 10 years. Then after that, we do this. Okay, what should we agree? Let us meet. You said 2, I said 10. Okay, let us meet in the middle. That is now our type of democracy. Because we know this person, we evaluate him, we don't have to go through a lot of nonsense and closing of works and roads so that we can line up and vote for someone who will not serve us. I mean, but when we have rules that say if the president does not perform, and we'll be evaluating the president in like every 1 year. If the first year people are not happy, then let's go and remove him and give the other one. And the people who push for this are the Americans and the UK. The UK actually, there's a guy who said we brought them democracy, and he was referring to Kenya. We brought them
You should be
democracy.
thankful because we gave you democracy. I mean, we're in shit because
For
of
them,
that.
it's not democracy, and it works. You see,
Yeah,
and actually, which country has democracy and it's working?
none.
No. Even in France right now, what is happening? Macron keeps on electing the same prime
We are
minister.
happy to see it.
Are the Americans happy with Trump? Some are, some are not.
Most are not.
Exactly. But if we can have a way, an Afrocentric way of voting for our leaders and ensuring that we are following up. Because this thing of democracy, and you find someone is just a member of parliament who gets paid maybe $10,000 every month, that would transfer to $12,000 in a year.
There's a
That
Kenyan,
that will transfer to $60,000 in 5 years. $60,000, and you spent like $100,000 or $200,000 for campaign. How do you recoup this? How?
There's a Kenyan politician who was just exposing how these guys make money because he was saying he spent almost like 42 million Kenyan shillings on his campaign, and in the number of years, 5 years, within those 5 years, he would not even be close to having been paid that kind of amount because around per month for his salary is around like 700,000 Kenya shillings. So if you were to multiply that by 5 years,
like 700,000
Yeah.
is, let me see, 700K
times
is
12.
like 5,400 dollars.
Yeah.
See, if you give or take
times 12 and then times 5.
$5,400 times 60, right? Times 12 times 5.
Yeah.
That's times 60. That's like 324,000 in 5 years.
Nothing close to whatever he used for his campaign. So the
Exactly.
question was, how do you now get money? How do you now repay yourself for all these losses? Because there's no way that you can just allow yourself to use up all your money and not be able to make that money. So now he says, there's now tenders that come in. That's where you need to play it safe and play it smart, because if you do not make your money back using those government tenders, whatever projects that come in, whatever donations and whatever comes, if you do not play it smart there, then you'll be in trouble, because in the next 5 years, there's another campaign that is coming up. You need another almost 42 million Kenya shillings.
Yep.
So you need to have made billions within those 5 years. And that is where you see a lot of corruption and unfinished projects, even some that have never even seen the day of light. So there's a lot of that is where that's where we have a problem with corruption, with democracy. Because look at Traore. This guy never had to use any single coin for him, so there's no way he want to repay himself or refund himself for wasting his resources on a campaign. He's just there to serve. Whatever they pay him, as long as he can survive with his family, he's good to go. Chani said, I'm too old for this, to be excited about anything. I am just here to serve you people, and that is it for me, because there's no way I need to repay myself for the damages. There's no wealth that I'm trying to leave for my generation because I was once president. I'm just here to serve you. Get out, let the next person continue, hopefully in my legacy, and I'll be happy. I'll die a very happy man. That is all that matters for these three brothers. The rest of them, I mean, day one, you need to think of ways in which you refund yourself.
Yeah, that's the problem. So the democracy is a farce. It's not real for us.
And then now imagine you're now working for France. They also need to benefit from that little that you're making.
So what they do is you need to keep signing contracts. So if you wanted to serve your people in whichever way, you cannot. Because when it comes, for example, Niger, we were talking about uranium. These people will mine uranium, which is being sold at 200 euros per kilogram on the international market, you you as the president, you have signed, okay, you continue with the continued pact of colonization, so they will mine your uranium. Then when it comes to payment, like how much are we buying your uranium? 0.8 euros instead of 200. Then they take the 0.8 to their country. Remember, they keep your reserves. So they convert it into safer, which they keep in their reserves. Then if you need money, you go to the reserve and borrow, which you borrow your money, your own money, you borrow, and this money you are going to pay at an interest.
Yeah.
So it's crazy how they keep on being exploited. You see, some of democracy, to me, I don't know, guys. What do you think about democracy? Is not something.
But it's a good strategy for them to keep on harvesting from Africa. I can commend them for their effort. They really did something that, most stupid African leaders who think it's the best when it's something to put us under this system for the rest of our lives, forever indebted to them. It's like this kind of systems, the IMF, the World Bank, and the rest of them, systems that are making sure that, as Dr. Rikana Chombrokar says, systems that are always there to make sure that we always suffer and never, even in a single day, can fly on our own.
But do you know, if it's a family and anytime the father of a family is being disrespected by other people and he takes it, like he takes it as it's nothing, the children will adapt to that and they'll be like, it's normal. Until one of the kids say, no, it's not normal. That's what happens. Like, if you do not respect yourself, you will not be respected. So look at even the AES. They are now respected worldwide, right? Even when everyone talks about, a certain European country coming to do collaboration with these countries, it's through respect and beneficial collaboration for the people of these countries. But look at the other countries. You only hear of things are happening and people are suffering. And it continues to a point that even our people going abroad, they are disrespected. But if they hear, you come from the Burkina Faso, you'll be respected because your president has commanded respect. You see? So it all boils down to the type of leadership you have. If you have a good leader, you'll be respected. If you have a leader, they know we can buy your leader. So what can you tell us? How will you be respected?
Like this guy who went to the United, I don't want to say who he is. If you've been following keenly on the United Nations General Assembly.
It's the Vice President of Equatorial Guinea.
No, this one is from, no, I don't want to, I'm not naming anybody.
He went to the UNGA last year, spent a lot of money.
No, let's leave that one. There's this one who went recently and went to beg for, what do you call it, for donors, for funding, I don't know for what. When you go to his country, you do not see where these dollars, where this donor funding goes to. I mean, a whole, I don't even want to say who is, but you brothers and sisters, if you've been following keenly, you will know who this one is. And that is where you are talking about respect. How do you respect? I'm giving him an assignment to go and find out who this guy is. If you don't respect yourself, like you are all over the news, people are living in abject poverty whilst you are living a flashy lifestyle, and then you, the same guy who's everywhere in the news, goes and begs for funding. Where does this money go to?
It's like I was talking about the former president of Tanzania, Magufuli. Magufuli never left his country for a whole 5 years.
Imagine.
And the 6th year, he never did. Then he passed on. Allegations are like something crazy happened to him. But the news were like it's COVID. Because he said COVID is nothing. So it was like, you know what? This is not my thing, and I'm serving the people. And he changed a lot in Tanzania. Right now in Tanzania, Just for the 5 years that he ruled, changes can be seen. Tanzania has grown immensely from that. They have a new power station, they have a new railway, train, an electric train, the roads have been built, they have this beautiful bridge in Lake Victoria. And before, the people used to just go or use ferries, very old ferries. Now it's a beautiful bridge across the country. He made sure that everybody was equal. Uh, I don't know Madagascar. You don't know Madagascar, but there's an animation called Madagascar.
There's the African map, and then they start.
Yeah, I think we should display that somewhere.
Yeah.
Madagascar on the map. So if you know the African map, the continent, the map of Africa, you will see this. Let me show you. You see this. Like we have Africa. This is Africa, the whole of the continent. Then we have this big island. This big island is Madagascar. I think you need to see the beauty within it. Yeah. So Madagascar is known for a lot of things.
It's within the African continent.
Yeah. They normally say it came from this part, Mozambique. So it's part of the African continent, and it's also a member of the South African Development Community. Southern African Development Community. And it's a unique continent because, like I said, when we talk about flora and fauna, they have very unique animals, species and plant species not seen anywhere. We have like even the baobab. Baobab has a lot of species, but only one African baobab species is found in the main continent. The rest, like 9 or so, are found in if you just search for Madagascar, you will see the baobabs. Actually, what they show is the baobabs. These ones, you see? These beautiful things. Yeah, these are the tall baobabs of Madagascar. And you have your animation. So it's a beautiful continent. So that's Madagascar, and our hope is so that is Madagascar, and we are hoping that the people of Madagascar will be free. We don't understand what our brother or sister is saying. Anyway.
Very unfortunate.
Yeah. So we were talking about what? What happens? The democracy, right?
Yeah. But our time is almost up, so.
Yeah. So guys, about Madagascar, it's a country where people are very poor. If you watch videos of Madagascar, you get to see them. People are very poor, and what cares? Because as long as we can extract something from Madagascar, and the international organizations can go there and talk about it, and nothing has changed for the past 100 years, nothing much we can talk about until there's change.
Once again, whatever is happening in Madagascar, we are hoping that it is an initiative of the Gen Z matter, as they call it, and we are hoping that
And
something positive.
The military, that prime minister guy will not hijack it. Plus, the French people will not hijack it. Yeah. So
Madagascar deserves the change that is coming.
So all the best to Madagascar. Tomorrow we will report on it. Yeah, guys. And by the way, whatever you're seeing is a link to our Buy Me Coffee link. If you are blessed, you can buy us coffee just for $5. Then we have our merchandise again, this time on fourth wall, right? On fourth wall. if you go to our
YouTube channel.
YouTube channel and you are watching any video, just click on the channel and you see a store on top, store, and from the store you can see our merchandise. We have very beautiful. Actually, I should show you. I should show you what we have right now, on our store. We just started because T-Public was hit. So when you are there, you can go to just you can go to our channel, right? And on our channel, we have home, video, shorts, live, blah blah blah, all this. Then store. You go to store, and then on the store you have this beautiful. Look at that image. Look, if you click, it will take you to this. See, look at how beautiful this is. Designed by us, beautiful, beautiful. You can change the color to black. Look at this, to pink if you are a lady or if you love. And anytime someone asks, where did you get that? You can scan this barcode, it takes you to our channel, right? You can change to maroon. Beautiful. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Very affordable.
And you have all these sizes. If you are 3XL, 2XL, extra large, large, medium, yeah, go there. It's not even $50, just 42. Hoodie. You get your beautiful, beautiful, beautiful hoodie with any of the color. So you can buy for your child, your son, your daughter. You can buy for your self, for your husband, for your wife. Look at this. Imagine you have to see the lion of Alkebulan. That is the lion of Africa, Ibrahim Traore himself, on any of the color that you would like. Look at this. Is it not beautiful? So follow the link and come and purchase, and have more details, and you get that. So yeah. Our brother Icon says Africa needs to unite real quick and take over North Africa, South Africa, and all our islands. Yes. By the way, do you know? I think it's the Reunion. The island just close to Mauritius and Madagascar. It's still owned by France. So we need to take back our islands. Yeah, we need to take back our islands. Thank you so much, brothers and sisters, for joining us. We normally have live streams every weekend, actually on Saturday, every Saturday. But today we had to do, because yesterday we never did, so we did it today. And we did 2 live stream. And if you joined 2 of them, thank you so much. Continue supporting us. Yeah, continue supporting us by liking this video, sharing to our brothers and sisters, buying us coffee, following the link on the screen, and buying our merchandise like we have shown you on our channel. And thank you, man, for your continued support. We see you in the next videos, and live streams.
Yeah.
Always join us. Every Saturday we are here for you.
Subscribe, please.
Yeah.
Like the live.
Yeah.
And share it. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.